Hi guys, and welcome back to another video of Gaming with the Powers. I'm Jake, and today we're going to be continuing our series looking at the Marvel United Multiverse Kickstarter campaign updates. We are just mowing our way through these guys. So today we're going to be looking at 56 through 60. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So we have been successful, the community has been successful in hitting the 1,850k mark, unlocking the Mustache of Justice Red Hulk. Up next at 1,870k, we have the Young Avengers team deck. So this team deck requires the use of heroes unlocked during the campaign, though it may also have members which are part of the retail or exclusive boxes. These are going to be Iron Lad, Patriot, Speed, Kid Loki, Wiccan, Hulkling, Kate Bishop, and American Chavez. Okay? Really, the only one is American Chavez unless they start adding more in. Well, no, because they would all be a part of this multiverse campaign. All right. So the Young Avengers team deck brings together the Children's Crusade. Heroes in the same location may freely exchange action tokens, gaining a wild token in the process. They are able to turn face-up multiple hero cards in the storyline that were turned face-down. Kate Bishop can stun a henchman on the opposite side of the play area, and KO'd heroes may gain a wild token. However, such a young team sometimes needs some parental control, being moved back to their starting location at the end of every turn. Oof, that sounds devastating. Like, you make your way all the way around the board and you gotta go back. So there we go. We got the Young Avengers team deck right there. So this is update number 56, Never Too Young to Avenge, looking at the Young Avengers team deck. Okay guys, up next we have update number 57, Let Me Hear You Scream. So we have been successful in hitting the 1,870k mark, unlocking the Young Avengers team deck. Up next at 1,940k, we have Siryn. Classic mutant X-Men character. So the daughter of Banshee, Siryn possesses sonic acoustic powers similar to his. Her sonic scream can clear out all thugs in an adjacent location and can spend any action tokens to generate further attacks on that location. Wow, that's pretty good. Most notably though, she's also able to put her enemies in a vocal trance that neutralizes their BAM effect. Man, a lot of these characters in here neutralize BAM effects of villains. So we got a team's update. So note that Siryn is part of the X-Force team that the previously announced promo deck. Note that Siryn is part of the X-Force team from the previous announced promo deck's optional buy. All right, guys. Well, there's her model right there. So that is a quick look at update number 57. Let Me Hear You Scream. Looking at Siryn. Okay guys, looking at update number 58, who can you trust in a secret invasion? So this looks like a new expansion, the Secret Invasion expansion. I see, we got Ronin, man. That's going to be hard to pass up on. We got my boy Ronin. So for the optional buy of $35, we have Ronin, Quake, Maria Hill, Nick Fury Sr. We get Queen Vernac, I think that's what it is. Scroll 1, Scroll 2, Scroll 3, and Scroll 4. So it says for $35, the Kickstarter exclusive optional buy brings you the insidious conflict between the Skrull invaders and the forces of S.H.I.E.L.D., aided by what heroes Nick Fury can still trust, face Veronica and the Skrull Crane, or take on a whole squadron of shape-shifting Skrull soldiers. To help them in their struggle, heroes can go to Camp Hammond, where they can receive advanced training that just might give them the edge they need to stop the invasion. So there are all the components there, and let's go ahead and dive in and take a look. So Nick Fury Sr., good old Nick Fury. It says, Nick Fury Sr. is the legendary commander of S.H.I.E.L.D., possessing the right mix of heroism, inspiration, and intimidation to push his team beyond their limits. He can have another hero perform 2 actions out of turn, throwing unexpected twists to the flow of the game. His Infinity Formula starting hand card ensures he always comes back with an extra card whenever he recovers from a KO. That's interesting. So you get 5 cards instead of 4. Legendary Commander. Another hero of your choice may immediately move or wild, and that is a wild. That's pretty good. All right, so there's a look at some of his cards. There is his model there with the classic eye patch and the gun. And then up next, we got Maria Hill. Good old classic Maria Hill. So Nick Fury's right-hand woman, Maria Hill, eventually ascends to become director of S.H.I.E.L.D., giving her the control to have all heroes perform an out-of-turn action while she heals herself. She is exceptionally well trained, knowing when to attack and when to duck out of the way when the villain comes around. She's also a master spy, able to look at the next master plan card and place it at the bottom of the deck if she deems it necessary. But most of all, her dedication is unparalleled, leading her to sacrifice cards from her hand to immediately perform any additional actions she requires. Okay, seems exciting. Let's see what we got. Exceptionally trained. You may either punch, or during the next villain turn, if a villain ends their movement in your location, you may immediately move to an adjacent one. Okay. Director of S.H.I.E.L.D., each other hero may immediately gain a wild token. If you have 1 or 2 cards in your hand, you may draw up. Those are pretty good cards. And then there's her model there. Up next, we got Ronin. Oof, this is hard to pass on. Clint Barton as Ronin. In these tough times, Clint Barton abandoned his Hawkeye persona, becoming the merciless Ronin. Focused on revenge, he's able to ignore any damage directed at him, and if he does eventually get beat up, he's able to recover quickly as long as he stays put to patch himself up. Replacing his bow for a blade, Clint lost none of his deadliness, dealing powerful attacks as long as he's able to close in on the enemy. Okay, so let's take a look at some of Clint Barton's cards here, or Ronin's cards. So patching up. If you didn't move during this hero turn and have 1 or 2 cards in your hand, draw 2 cards. If you do that, you can't leave your location this turn. Master Assassin, double punch against a blank target in your location with a move. You cannot take any damage at the beginning of your turn. Focus on revenge. All right. So we have his model right here. That's a cool looking model, man. All right, last one we have Quake, this S.H.I.E.L.D. agent. All right. Here to shake things up, Quake uses her ability to generate localized earthquakes to attack multiple targets in any location around her she chooses. A well-trained agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., her skills as a spy allow her to see the next master plan card and possibly place it at the bottom of the deck whenever she ends her turn together with a henchman ready to spill the beans. Finally, she's an expert sniper, dealing a lethal attack across the play area as long as she doesn't move. Quake. Let's see, earthquake generation. Punch against up to 3 different targets in your or an adjacent location, and then a punch. You may forfeit 1 move and triple punch against a target in the opposite location, your or a location adjacent. As long as this card is faced up in the storyline, if you end your turn in a location with a henchman, you may look at the top card of the master plan deck and place it on the bottom. So that's pretty. I mean, those are all pretty good cards. There is her model right there. And let's take a look at some of these villains now. So Queen Vernac. She is the leader of the Skrull Army. All right. Vernac, the Skrull Queen, leads the secret invasion, infiltrating all levels of society with her Skrull agents and sowing distrust among the heroes. Many of her master plan cards replace civilians with thugs, while others activate her sleeper thug agents to attack the heroes. Overflows can also prompt these thugs to attack heroes. To make matters worse, heroes can't even trust each other, as you never know who may be secretly a Skrull. Many of Vernac's master plan cards forces heroes to reveal the top card of their deck, attacking the other hero in the same location if it has an attack on it. Wow, that's devastating. Veronk. I think her name's Veronk. The remaining threats, 2 of Veronk's threat cards cannot be cleared, further spreading mistrust among heroes and limiting them to use only 1 action symbol from the previous hero card in the storyline. If they start their turn in those locations, the remaining threats are Skrull imposters masquerading as heroes. 4 unused heroes must be used for these henchmen, drawing cards from their hero decks in order to defend themselves when attacked or attack heroes in their location when Veronk triggers their ban. Okay, so that's pretty cool, but it might be bothersome because you got to use 4 different hero decks as the henchman. Okay, there is her game piece right there. So let's look at some of these Skrulls. The alien ship-shaping race. A lone Skrull soldier is not the greatest threat, but this encounter has heroes facing a whole squad of them. The Skrulls act in unison, with all of them moving, attacking, and adding thugs and civilian when every master playing card is played. Their overflow effect may take back the progress that heroes have made on a mission or deal unpreventable damage, infiltrating society in unpredictable ways. The Skrulls are constantly turning all civilians around them into thugs or all thugs into civilians. Their threats give them the extra protection of infiltrated super scrolls, an advanced scroll technology that can deal extra damage to heroes, making the hero's task even harder. Some threats establish all thugs and civilians around them as scrolls, making them impossible to rescue or defeat until those threats are cleared. Once the heroes have finally managed to complete 2 missions, they must take down each scroll in a single powerful attack, as damage to them doesn't carry over from turn to turn. This will require careful coordination or particularly lethal superpowers. So this is probably scroll 1, scroll 2, scroll 3, and scroll 4. I like how they each gave them a different position, and it looks like maybe even a different gun as well, or 2 of them have the same gun, and then 2 of them have the other gun. That's kind of cool instead of doing just the generic, they all look the exact same. So locations. The locations in this set bring the battlegrounds of the Secret Invasion. The Peak 7 is the Sword's orbital headquarters, striking thugs or henchmen with unpreventable damage over a wide range. In San Francisco, heroes can't get action tokens if they can prove... they can get action tokens if they prove their hand is ready to perform heroic actions. Heroes may gather in Mount Rushmore to gain wild tokens if they were all there. And finally, Camp Hammond is a superhuman training facility that can give heroes advanced training. See next. So there's 4 of the locations right there. Camp Hammond, the Peak 7, San Francisco, and Mount Rushmore. Let's take a look at this advanced training here. So Camp Hammond is a very special location. Once any threat on it is cleared, heroes ending their turn in that location get to undergo advanced training, and so draw an advanced training card for themselves. Each of these cards offers heroes a different advantage. Each of these cards must be discarded after a single use, giving heroes special effects like adding extra action symbols to the hero card they play, doubling action symbols on the previous hero card, granting a free civilian rescue if you defeat a thug, or even giving the hero a whole extra free turn. Wow, those are pretty good. Let's just take a look at some of these. Reflex training. Move to an adjacent location. This can also be used right after the villain movement during a villain movement turn. Wow. First aid training. One hero in your location draws 1 card. You may discard 1 crisis token from any hero or location. Interrogation technique training. During this turn, when you defeat 1 thug, you may look at the top card of the master plan deck. You may put it at the bottom. So very powerful effects, pretty much. So advanced training can be used to give heroes the extra push they need. This can help inexperienced players to overcome some initial difficulties, or even offer experienced players a little help in dealing with some of the more daunting villains in the Marvel United line. Not just that, but the extra power granted by the advanced training cards can help make up for the shortcomings of unbalanced team of heroes you may want to put together. Or it can allow players to tackle otherwise insurmountable difficulties, like the combination of several challenges. So we have a teams update. So note that some of the heroes in this set are part of teams from the previously announced team decks or promo team decks. So Ronan is going to be a part of the new Avengers team deck, and Maria Hill and Quake will be a part of the ForceWorks promo team deck. Okay, guys, there is the Secret Invasion. As always, you can choose it as an optional buy by managing your pledge. And that is a pretty interesting update. So this is what, for $35, you can get the Secret Invasion expansion. And, so, I mean, my thoughts on this, I think that's kind of cool. But, I mean, really the only character, I feel like they put some characters that are like meh, right? To some people, to me. And then they put Ronan, which is like a character most Marvel people, I don't want to say most Marvel people, but most people like myself who love that like Japanese style culture, anime, chibi, like we all want Ronan. So it's like, why would you put Ronan in this box with 3 people that I don't really care about? So I don't know, man. I'm up in the air in this. Like I said, really the only one I would want is Ronan. So are you paying $35 for Ronan? I might pass on this one. But that is update 58, looking at the Secret Invasion expansion. Okay, guys, taking a look at update number 59, Ready to Dance with the Bear. So the community has been successful in hitting the 1,940k mark, unlocking Siryn. There is the promotion for the Secret Invasion optional buy for $35 we just talked about in the last update. And today at $2 million, 2,020k, we are looking at Ursa Major. I think I know this. Ursa was one of the first mutants born in the Soviet Union. He escaped mutant genocide by being brought into service for the state by Professor Phobos. Therefore, he met and worked with Vanguard. Yep, okay, that's where I know him. Vanguard and Dark Star as Soviet super soldiers. Is he part of the Winter Guard? He is, yes. As a hero, Ursa Major is a certainly powerful one. However, his animalistic nature makes him wild and unpredictable. He is able to perform extra move and attack actions, though that forces him to play his next card randomly. Ursa Major is also part of the Soviet Winter Guard, so him and other heroes may gain extra attack tokens when he plays his Winter Guard card. I like how they made almost all of them, if I remember correctly, the Winter Guard anti-heroes, because like they're all part of the Soviet Union. So it's like the Soviet Union was bad at that time, and so they're considered villains, but they're not. They can be considered heroes too. So it's kind of cool how they did that. So for each hero with the Winter Guard card in the storyline gains one punch token, action token. All right, there's his model right there. And we don't know anything about him as a villain because it's top secret. The Soviet Union has kept things top secret. So that is a look at update number, let me just make sure what that is, 58 maybe? 59, Ready to Dance with a Bear. Okay guys, taking a look at the last update for today, update 60 on Wings of Freedom. So we have been successful in hitting the 2020K mark, unlocking Ursa Major. There's another promo for the Secret Invasion Kickstarter exclusive box expansion. And at 2090K, we're unlocking Captain America. I said Captain Wilson. We'll be unlocking Captain America, the Sam Wilson version. That's kind of cool. So as Captain America, Sam Wilson's leadership inspires his teammates, granting them extra heroic and attack tokens. His military training allows him to double the attack symbols on the previous hero card on the storyline, and he also gains extra attacks from his expert use of Captain America's shield. On top of that, his wings provide Sam with amazing mobility, doubling each move he performs. That's cool. Taking on Captain America's shield was not an easy thing for Sam, but this amazing piece of equipment comes in very handy. It can be used to either attack an adjacent location or to protect heroes in your location. One of Sam's hero cards allows him to recharge the shield for free, keeping it always at the ready. So we have Captain America's shield with the same effect. You can punch an adjacent location or use it on a villain turn to ignore 1 damage. And then, of course, we got the team's update so that he will now be considered part of the Avengers team deck from the team deck optional buy. Okay, guys, so that is a look at, there's his model right there. So that is a look at update number 60, looking at Captain America Sam Wilson on Wings of Freedom. Okay, guys, so that was updates 56 through 60, and we are continuing to move through this. The next video we're going to drop, it's going to be a big one. I'm trying to catch up fast. This campaign is coming to its closing days. So the next update, guys, is going to be 61 through 70. We're going to do 10 updates at a time. Be on the lookout for today, guys, because we got another video dropping. This one, if you're watching this right now at 3 o'clock, we're going to drop the 61 through 70. Hopefully that'll get us all caught up. And then we will be ready for next week at the final week of the campaign to give you real-time, up-to-date versions of the campaign. All right, guys, as always, please go ahead and put in the box, are you interested in the Secret Invasion expansion? Are you gonna buy that, or does it appeal to you at all? And then go ahead and hit that notification bell. Go ahead and subscribe to us if you have not already, so we can keep providing you more awesome content. And as always, guys, y'all have a great one. Bye.